Hello my friends, welcome to another video. This time around I'm revisiting the Samsung Gear S 18 months later. So I own this smartwatch for 1.5 years, and in the recent weeks, because I sold everything else that I had in terms of smartwatches, I decided to take out of the box yet again the Gear S. And I have to say right from the beginning of this video that this is my all-time favorite smartwatch. And the reasons are very simple. The design and this huge, impressive screen that you have with the Gear S. So 18 months later, how does it feel? How does it look? As you can see, the only wearing that I got is on the bracelet, the silicone bracelet, and this metal clasp right here. So these are the only things that show that this device is still a used device, an old device. The screen is absolutely in mint condition. No scratches, no dings, no nothing. It's a bit dirty right now, but still you get the idea. And I'm honestly impressed how well this smartwatch actually aged. A small recap in terms of let's say features. So we get a 2-inch Super AMOLED display with a 360 by 480 resolution. That translates into 300 ppi. You get a dual core CPU clocked at 1 GHz, 512 megabytes of RAM, 4 gigabytes of internal storage, and you also get IP67 rating. You also get a 3G module, so you can use this smartwatch with a nano SIM inserted inside right here, and you've got a working smartphone. You can actually use this smartwatch as a smartphone, and this is the biggest feature, if you want, that I loved and still love about the Gear S. Battery life has been and still is very good for me. I usually get 2 days, sometimes I could go to 3 days of battery life, so it's not bad. You also get all the optical sensors for your heart rate and you know, all the S-Health suit, and you also get a single button in front of the smartwatch. This helps you to come back to the main home screen. Sensor light, ambient light, and so on, and you also get a speaker. As I said, I owned a lot of smartwatches from Sony, from Motorola, from Apple, and a lot from Samsung. Basically, I had all the Samsung Gear smartwatches. Lately, I was using the Gear S3, which is an amazing smartwatch. It's an amazing, fully featured smartwatch that gives you a lot of possibilities in terms of usage. But two things I didn't like on the Gear S3. The first one was the bracelet that gave me a very nasty rash on my wrist, and the second one was the fact that now it looks like any other smartwatch on the market, like a classic watch, a rounded watch, and it doesn't feel unique as the Gear S felt and still feels nowadays. I love the design, I love the form factor, and I love the huge screen that's on the Gear S. I would surely like Samsung to give it another try and to bring back this design. Why not copy this exact smartwatch, and instead of these big black bezels, make it an old screen smartwatch. So it would be really impressive, and I would go out and buy it immediately. We've seen with the latest smartphones, with the S8, the S8 Plus, that things are possible, and I sure hope that Samsung gives another try to this design language and brings a updated version of the Gear S on the market. Very satisfied with this device. It aged very well, battery life is great, IP67 is great also, and the wear and tear is, I would say, acceptable if you ask me. Unfortunately, you cannot purchase anymore this device from online stores, mainly because there aren't any left on the market. So if you find one, I'd highly encourage you to buy it. Why? Because it's still relevant in nowadays market. The Gear S3 or the Gear S3 Frontier is an amazing smartwatch. I consider it to be the best smartwatch on the market right now, especially with the rotating bezel, which helps a lot in navigation. But in my honest opinion, it doesn't have a lot of new features compared to the Gear S. So that's why the Gear S, after almost 3 years since launch day, it's still a relevant product in this niche category, because not everyone is buying, or I don't know, using a smartwatch or this type of wearables. So it's still relevant, and compared to the Gear S3 Frontier, it certainly is a lot cheaper, and in terms of functionality and in terms of performance, it certainly doesn't lag behind the Gear S3 Frontier so much. So if you don't want to pay more for less, sort of speak, then go ahead and purchase the Gear S. One thing though, be aware, try to purchase a Gear S made in South Korea, not one made in Vietnam. A lot of friends of mine that purchased the same device, just like me, at the same period, had a lot of issues with their device, mainly because their device was made in Vietnam. I don't know if there are quality issues, but I can also confirm from my personal opinion and experience that throughout the last years using Samsung smartphones that were built in Vietnam, I had a lot of issues and problems with those devices compared to the ones made in South Korea. In no way am I trying to trash talk the Vietnamese and Vietnam, but I'm just saying that apparently there are some issues with products made in that factory owned by Samsung. So be aware. That's my word of advice. This pretty much does it for this video. As I said it, 18 months later, a lot of usage out of this device. It still works flawlessly. It still looks in mint condition if we are talking about the display, and it's still a lot powerful compared to other products on the market, and it still represents a huge value for your money, thus making it still relevant, although we are in 2017. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one, and as always, be safe. Peace.